The Ethiopian National Defense Force is the military force of Ethiopia. Civil direction of the military is carried out through the Ministry of Defense, which oversees the ground forces, air force, as well as the defense industry sector. The size of the ENDF has fluctuated significantly since the end of the Ethiopia-Eritrea War in 2000. In 2002, the Ethiopian Defense Forces had a strength of approximately 250,000 to 350,000 troops. This was roughly the same number maintained during the Derg regime that fell to the rebel forces in 1991. However, that number was later reduced, and in January 2007, during the war in Somalia, Ethiopian forces were said to comprise about 300,000 troops. In 2012, the IISS estimated that the ground forces had 135,000 personnel and the Air Force 3,000. As of 2012, the ENDF consists of two separate branches, the ground forces and the Ethiopian Air Force. Ethiopia has several defense industrial organizations that produce and overhaul different weapons systems. Most of these were built under the Derg regime, which planned a large military industrial complex. The ENDF relies on voluntary military service of people above 18 years of age. Although there is no compulsory military service, armed forces may conduct call-ups when necessary and compliance is compulsory. Being a landlocked country, Ethiopia today has no navy. Ethiopia reacquired a coastline on the Red Sea in 1950 and created the Ethiopian Navy in 1955. Eritrean independence in 1991 left Ethiopia landlocked again. But the Ethiopian Navy continued to operate from foreign ports until it finally was disbanded in 1996. The Ethiopian Army's origins and military traditions date back to the earliest history of Ethiopia. Due to Ethiopia's location between the Middle East and Africa, it has long been in the middle of Eastern and Western politics, and has been subject to foreign invasion and aggression. In 1579, the Ottoman Empire's attempt to expand from a coastal base at Massawa was defeated. The army of the Ethiopian Empire was also able to defeat the Egyptians in 1876 at Gura, led by Ethiopian Emperor Johannes IV. Clapham wrote in the 1980s that the Abyssinians from a superiority complex, which may be traced to Gunde, Gura and Adwa, in accordance with the order of the Emperor of Ethiopia. Nikolai Leontiev directly organized the 1st Battalion of the regular Ethiopian Army in February 1899. Leontiev formed the 1st Regular Battalion, the colonel of which became the company of volunteers from the former Senegal shooters, which he chose and invited from Western Africa, with training of the Russian and French officers. The 1st Ethiopian Military Orchestra was organized at the same time. The Battle of Adwa is the best-known victory of Ethiopian forces over foreign invaders. It maintained Ethiopia's existence as an independent state. Fought on 1 March 1896 against the Kingdom of Italy near the town of Adwa. It was the decisive battle of the First Italo-Ethiopian War, assisted by all of the major nobles of Ethiopia, including Alular Abanega, Negus, Tekle Haymanot of Gojam, Sebha Aregawi, Ras Mekonnen, Ras Mengsha Johannes, and Ras Mikael of Wollo. Emperor Menelik II of Ethiopia struck a powerful blow against the Italian army. The Ethiopian army had been able to execute the strategic plan of Menelik's headquarters. Despite a feudal system of organization and adverse circumstances, a special role was played by the Russian military advisors and the volunteers of Leontiev's mission. Secondly, the Ethiopian army was based on a feudal system of organization, and as a result, nearly the entire army was a peasant militia. Russian military experts advising Menelik II suggested trying to achieve full battle collision with Italians, to neutralize the superior firepower of their opponent and potentially nullify their problems with arms, training, and organization, rather than engaging in a campaign of harassment. In the battle that ensued, wave upon wave of Menelik's warriors successfully attacked the Italians. During the scramble for Africa, Ethiopia remained the only nation which had not been colonized by European colonial powers, due in part to their defeat of Italy in the First Italo-Ethiopian War. However, With Ethiopia surrounded on all sides by European colonies, the necessity of ensuring that the Ethiopian army was well maintained became apparent to the Ethiopian government. The Ethiopian government trained its troops to a very high degree, with Russian military officer Alexander Bulatevich writing thus: "Many consider the Abyssinian army to be undisciplined. They think that it is not in any condition to withstand a serious fight with a well-organized European army, claiming that the recent war with Italy doesn't prove anything. I will not begin to guess the future, and will say only this. Over the course of 4 months, I watched this army closely. It is unique in the world, and I can bear witness to the fact that it is not quite so chaotic